Hi, this is Carl Leopson at the University of Arizona, Associate Professor, and I'm going to show you how to calculate a quick stability of trend measurement in single subject research data. We're going to use an article from the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis, 1998, Treatment of Sleep Problems in a Toddler, a replication of the Faded Bedtime with Response Cost Protocol by Rosemary Ashley and Stephanie Peck. Let's roll on down to the graph. Let's take a look at the baseline. Frankly, you can look at this baseline and begin to see that it doesn't look stable. The data is not very linear. The data points aren't clustered well. You have to take into account also the y-axis, but in terms of doing a calculation in the field, folks generally adhere to the 80-20 rule, or do 80% of the data points within a phase fall between 20% of the mean or median in that phase. I know from reading the results section here that the mean for the baseline is 18, and I could also calculate that myself by finding the mean from looking at each of the data points, but let's go with 18. So I'm going to draw a line across the mean, and then we're going to figure out that, being generous, 20% of the mean is about 4. So we're going to go to above to create our envelope and close it off to below. Let's take a look and see how many data points actually stay within our envelope. 1, 2, and if we're generous, 3. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that would be 3 divided by 11 times 100 equals 27%. Nowhere near 80% of the data falls within that range. One other thing to consider, though, is that data in a single subject study is often moving in a direction. For instance, in the second phase, in the first implementation phase of the intervention, this data clearly has a trend, and often I think it's more fair to look at the stability of the data within the trend of the data. So the first thing you would do to calculate stability in the trend is find the split middle. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 data points. We divide those data points into 2 equal sections. So we have 4 on either side. Then we're going to find the mid-rate, mid-date on either side and find the trend of our data. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, so it's between the second and the third data point. On this side again, between the second and the third data point for the mid-session or mid-date. Mid-rate is going to be between the third and fourth data point here. Come up to the bottom. 1, 2, 3 here. About there. It's about the midpoint on that side. 1, 2 is about the midpoint here between the top 2 and bottom 2 data points. So you can see there's a clear trend in this data. I'm going to connect those 2 lines. Now what we need to do is find the mean for the first intervention session. I forgot to checked that out when I was in the discussion section. Let's see. When the treatment was implemented, the number of intervals with disturbed sleep gradually decreased to a mean of 6 intervals. So let's use their approximation of 6. 20% of 6. 10% of 6. 0.6. Let's say about 1.5. So we're going to come up about 1.5. Oh, about 0.6 actually on either side. Which doesn't leave them a lot of room. And it looks like we have about 3 data points. So let's get our calculator. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So out of, we have 3 data points divided by 8 times 100, 37.5. So either way we do it, with this particular data, we appear to have data that could be described as variable. I'll leave you to play with the other 2 phases, but this was just a quick, down and dirty way that we usually use in single subject research to determine the stability of a trend.